Hi everyone. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and do a little bit of an update. I've been on the phone so many times over the last few weeks that I don't think I can have this conversation again. So I'm putting this on a short video so that you can be up to date with everything that's going on here at the clinic. So I just want to give a little bit of context before I share some of our news. We had an incredibly difficult month of October, November, December. Really, that month of November was just so hard. There was so much adversity. There were so many trials, so much spiritual warfare. We're used to our fair share of stuff like that happening. And so for us to be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? It's got to be pretty bad. But we were really confident that everything that we were going through was for a purpose and that Yah was going to use it, and that likely we were on the verge of something amazing because of the amount of adversity that we were going through. So we just had to kind of hunker down, stick with what we knew to be true, and take advantage of the tools that the Most High has given us to kind of come through that stuff. And we did come out the other end, and that was like kind of mid-December. And ever since mid-December, things have just been fast-tracked for so many different projects. And we've had people reaching out to us that in a million years we didn't even know that they knew that we existed. So what this has done is created some incredibly unique opportunities, and it's brought confirmation to some of the things that are on our agenda for this spring. So the biggest announcement that we want to share with you, particularly because you're somehow already connected with the clinic, or you are already a practitioner in your own right, or maybe you're trying to move in that direction. So we just wanted to let you know that we are at the beginning stages of launching a practitioner endorsement program that will be similar to a franchise opportunity. We have practitioners coming to us from all over the United States and the world as well, asking, hey, can we come and learn more? How do you do this? Tell us about your protocol. And up until now, we've just been dealing with each one as they come, but there has been such an influx of interest in what we're doing that we really felt that it was time to stop doing addition, adding 1 + 1 + 1, but really to get into the business of multiplication, which is what the kingdom of Yah is really all about, and that we needed to start to equip as many people as possible to be able to replicate the work that we're doing here where you are. So we are coming up with a plan that is going to be a way for you to be able to offer the same services that we have here. So that way, when people from around the world ask us, who do you have in my area? We're able to say, oh, we have this person in Philadelphia, these people in Texas, Alaska, all over the US. So there are going to be 4 basic elements to being a practitioner. Sorry. There are going to be 4 basic elements to being an endorsed practitioner. The first one is the Quest 4 scan. So whether you have a Quest and are trained with the Quest or not, we're going to ask that everybody that you see that wants to come through our protocol has a Quest 4 scan. If you already have a device or you're working towards getting one, that's great. We're going to train you on exactly the scans that we want done, and give you even the template for the report to create for your client. If you don't have a Quest 4, that's okay. We will be able to do all of the DNA scans for you so that way you can still provide the information to your clients. Either we will be doing the scans ourselves, or we will outsource that to one of our other practitioners that's been uniquely qualified for that. So whether you have the Quest or not, that's okay. But that is a big piece of what will be the Health Restoration Ministry's protocol. In addition to the Quest 4, you need to be able to perform a coherent restore. Now, many of you already have this training, and that's great. For those of you that don't, this is easily accessible on the internet, so you don't even have to come here to get that training. but you need to be able to provide that service for your clients. The third aspect of this is the Aleph Tav Body Course 1. All of our practitioners will have had to come to the clinic and do this 5-day program of sitting and doing classroom instruction and hands-on practicum work here at the clinic. So that's the quest for the coherent restore, being able to apply Aleph Tav Body, and then the next part of this is that we are creating a supplement line that will be available to all of our practitioners. So that way, when you're running a scan or you're working with a client, you will have access to products that have been specially formulated for what we want them to do. They will be clean, they will be whole food based as much as we can, they will be organic. We are hoping to announce more in terms of some partnerships that we have in moving forward with this project, but that will come at a later date. So that will take the guesswork away from, okay, what kind of products do I recommend? And what we're hoping to do is take the hundreds of products that we're currently using and really narrow those down to like a group of 10 or 15 main products that will take the place of all these other different companies. So those are really important aspects. Now, beyond those 4 basic things, you can do as much as you want. We have nurse practitioners in Philly that are going to do IVs. We have people who work in chiropractic office where they're going to do chiropractic. You can offer any other auxiliary therapy to go along with that, but you have to at least have those 4 things covered. An exciting part to this as well is that we are launching an ATB ebook. So that big 4-pound monster, we're going to whittle that down to maybe 1 or 2 chapters of theory, and then it's going to be the rest just hands-on applications, but not all of the hands-on applications. We're going to provide enough so that somebody will be able to do an application for every single sequence in the book without overwhelming them with too many options. If they want the full theory, if they want every single sequence that's available, then they're going to have to go to the big book. But this is going to be a wonderful way to get Aleph Tav Body into the hands of people who will never crack open that textbook. So it's going to be downloadable, it's going to be printable, and it's going to be a fraction of the cost. And we are hoping that we can design it in a way that somebody never having heard of Aleph Tav Body in 2 hours can go from never hearing about it to doing their first applications. And of course, it's going to have the emergency medical techniques and also the critical care needs. So that in and of itself is a huge value. So the important thing to this practitioner program is having access to that book so that way when your clients are coming to you and they're either receiving the coherent restore, you're doing scans on the Aleph Tav Body system, or you're doing therapy, that you have a way to say, here's the link, go download this book, here are the applications that you need to do, and it's done in a way that's not going to break the bank and it's not going to overwhelm them. The benefit to that as well to you is that we will be able to set that up as an affiliate program so that you're able to receive compensation for any of those books that people buy and download. They are going to also be, I think I said printable, but they will be able to print them. And the idea, hopefully by the end of the year, we might even have an app to go along with that for the phone. So those are some really big projects that we have working on. We're already in the midst of working out all the details. All I can tell you though right now in terms of price is that there will be a one-time buy-in, and that will either include all of your training, or we will be able to reduce that one-time buy-in amount if you've already had some of these other courses. What you get with that one-time buy-in is, of course, the training and then shadowing. You would come here to the clinic and shadow. And then also we would be able to give you monthly support. So there will be a Zoom call, for example, available with Dr. Manzo once a month where all the practitioners can come together and we can talk about all of the different things that you're seeing. And if there's a special case that you want to talk about, this will be an opportunity to get the latest information. So any new info, products, devices that we're on the verge of releasing to everybody else, you're going to get that information first. It's also a way to be able to maintain connection and contact with each other so that we're not just sort of operating as independent islands unto ourselves, because that is really not a safe place to be, especially when you're dealing in this kind of work. So for that buy-in, we will adjust that price based on whether or not you've had other training with us already. Now, and then there will be a monthly subscription. And the monthly subscription will maintain your status as an endorsed practitioner on our website. And anybody who calls and says, hey, who do you know? We will go to that practitioner list to see who's current, who's in good standing, who's showing up at the Zoom calls, who do we know is really applying the things that we're applying in their clinic. So to maintain that status, we're going to have a monthly subscription associated with that. I don't have details on pricing yet. That's something that will come, but we wanted to let you know that this was available. And I also just want to give you a little bit of an idea as to why the timing of all of this is so significant. So this had been placed on our hearts at the end of December, beginning of January. We really started to really work out what would this look like full blown the first, second week in January. And we thought, yeah, you know what, if we can get like 10, 12, 15, 20 practitioners onboarded this year, that would be great because we're already so busy. Dr. Manzo is scheduling out months in advance, and the phone calls just keep coming in. As many of you know, he's done a lot of interviews, audiences of like 13 million, 18 million. So we're getting a lot of people who are asking for help, which is great. That's what we wanted, but we can't possibly keep up with the amount of interest. So this is really one of the reasons why this all developed. Unbeknownst to me, the timing was incredibly important because just within the last couple weeks, and I don't know how long this video is going to be up, so by the time you're watching this, it might have been a month or two, who knows? But right now it is first week in February, so last week we had 2 major companies reach out to us who have a customer base of much more than 100,000 active customers. Like I said, not just 1, but 2, at least. Well, there's kind of a third in the mix too that I can't give a whole lot of details about it because we're still in the getting to know you phase and working out a lot of the details. But the point is that they want to make our services available to their customer base. And they wanted to know, is Wellbeing by Design equipped to be able to handle, a mailing list of a million or more mailing list, or 100,000 active clients that we have already in our system that would be interested in what you do. So you can imagine, we were like, no. And if you had asked us 2 months ago, we would have said for sure not. But because they were asking now and we've already started this process, I was able to say, not yet, but give us 6 months and we could accommodate a lot of people if we can get practitioners on board with what it is that we're doing. So we are pressed for time to get this rolled out. Although we don't want to do it in a hurry, we want to take our time. We want to make sure that we think through everything. Are we going to make mistakes? Yes. Are we going to make decisions that we'll go back and say, oh, that wasn't the best way, let's kind of shift things? This is something new for us, and so we just ask for your patience. We're really struggling with pricing on this. The benefit to the clinic is that we will be able to use some of those monthly subscriptions to actually feed back into what the clinic is doing and be able to relieve some of the pressure that we feel to do all the testing ourselves. so that Dr. Manzo can begin to work on his next book, work on all of these different projects that we've had to put on hold because all he does all day long is test, 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 test. So we are hoping that it can be not only financially beneficial to us to have this connection with you guys, but also then that we can take these people who are coming to us and funnel them to you so that we can financially bless you in what you're doing. So it really has a potential to be a win-win situation for all of us. And obviously, an amazing way to get people to recognize the fact that they are created beings loved by the Most High, that God has created their bodies with the ability to heal, to give them hope in a world that tells them that disease is just the way that we're supposed to live, and getting people out of these death systems and into a system that glorifies God and is able to actually bring life. So he's wanting to do that all over the world, and we want to invite you to be a part of that. Trying to think if there's anything else that I really have to touch base with. I think that pretty much covers everything that I'm able to divulge right now. When we have some things that are a little bit further down the line, we'll be able to share with you some details about who some of these people and companies are that are reaching out to us. We just want to encourage you and let you know that there are amazing things that are happening. Yah is bringing people together during this season to create a kingdom and an environment that is going to be so much different than what they see in the world. So a lot of this is going to be based on our own spiritual health. So we are really wanting, first of all, to invite those who recognize the creator of the Bible as the source of all life, who are willing to live in accordance with his commandments as best to their ability, who recognize that Yeshua, Jesus, is the only mediator between God and man, and that we are meant to act as priests in our community as he is our high priest, so that we can glorify and honor the Lord and allow the Holy Spirit to flow through us and minister to them. So these are important aspects to what we do here, and they are important parts to what we feel you're going to need to be able to continue this work alongside with us as well. So if this sounds interesting to you, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us at the clinic. My email, of course, is Kimberly, Kimberly, at well-beingbydesign.com. You can always try to call the front desk, but as you well know, the phones ring off the hook, so it could be a while before we get back to you. So email me if you're not able to get through on the phone. And then we have 2 courses for the ATB Course 1 coming up, March 20th to the 24th. We still have some openings left for that course. And then our next course will be the week of June 12th. We don't have anything yet for the fall, but those are our 2 options right now. If we get a whole lot of interest, we might add an additional class maybe over the summer. We'll just have to play that by ear. And of course, the Coherent Restore training program is available online. All of that training is online. So I'm going to sign off. I hope that this message blessed you. If this is something that you're not interested in, but you think somebody else would be, feel free to pass that along. And until we speak again, shalom and Yah bless.